So why form a Nevis LLC? In this video, we'll talk about the top 10 benefits of using a Nevis limited liability company in this incredible Caribbean jurisdiction. In fact, our organization has ordered more Nevis LLCs for clients than any company in the world. Reason number one, establishing a limited liability company offshore, especially when housed inside of an offshore asset protection trust, in my 30 years of experience, provides the best protection that we have ever seen. When U.S. courts, for example, say, "Give me the money," our offshore trustee law firm is not under the U.S. court's jurisdiction, so it is not legally obligated to turn over your hard-earned money. And this is coming from somebody who has been in the asset protection business since 1991. We have attorneys on staff, and I believe we have over 70,000 clients and are the leading asset protection company nationally. By the way, with all this free information, if you could just do me a favor and take your mouse or your thumb and click the like button below. It will help YouTube promote this video, and it's very easy to do, and it won't hurt a bit. Plus, on this channel, I try to get right to the point, give you lots of valuable information in little time. So if you could click on the subscribe button below when other videos come out like this, you'll get notified. So why a Nevis LLC? Reason number two, the island of Nevis enacted favorable LLC laws in 1995. Most commonly, a Nevis LLC member uses the company to hold a foreign bank or investment account to help protect the funds from domestic lawsuits. In addition, U.S. persons can use a Nevis LLC to run a business in the United States or other country. It's just a matter of filing foreign qualification papers in the state or country where one wishes to operate. I established my first Nevis corporation for a client in 1994, have visited Nevis several times, and have had a personal visit in my U.S. office from the former premier of Nevis, that's the island's head of state, and I know the current premier personally. It gets even better. Number three, the Nevis legislature amended the ordinance in 2015, which tremendously increased the asset protection benefits of a Nevis LLC. First of all, Nevis allows for single member LLCs. Nevis also establishes a charging order lien as the creditor's exclusive remedy to attack a debtor's ownership interest in a Nevis LLC. And that's true even if it's a single member LLC. That means that somebody with a judgment against an owner of a Nevis LLC cannot take the LLC nor the assets inside, nor can they force you to pay money out of the LLC. Number four, better yet, if a U.S. person or company has a charging order, the person holding the charging order against you is required to pay the taxes on your portion of the profit that was made inside the company, whether they receive the distributions or not. And that's according to Revenue Ruling 77-137. Now, this is because the one who has the right to receive the distributions is the one responsible for the tax bill, whether the profits are actually distributed or not. So one more time, yes, the one who sued you would now be responsible for paying your Nevis LLC tax bill, even if you decide not to make distributions to them from your company. Some recent court rulings have softened this requirement. Now, number five, charging order liens in Nevis expire not after 20 years, like judgments do that can be renewed in the U.S., but after 3 years, and they're not renewable. And number six, U.S. citizens transferring assets to an offshore single-member LLC does not trigger the tax consequences that would normally be linked to the transfer of assets to offshore corporations. Number seven, Nevis does not recognize foreign judgments. Now, this is a big deal. Management in our Nevis office knows of no case where a U.S. creditor has ever obtained a charging order lien through Nevis courts to enable them to enforce a judgment from the U.S. It gets even better. Number eight, the 2015 amendment reduced the fraudulent transfer statute of limitations in Nevis to only 2 years. That means that once you transfer assets into a Nevis LLC 2 years later, Nevis courts will refuse to hear the case. So it's best to get the clock ticking now. Number nine, even better, the creditor must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the debtor transferred the assets into the Nevis LLC to hinder or delay creditors. Informing the courts that you simply move the assets into the Nevis LLC to diversify internationally may be enough to cast reasonable doubt against the fraudulent transfer accusations to keep creditors at bay. Moreover, the 2015 amendment makes a creditor post a $100,000 bond before filing legal documents to enforce a judgment against a Nevis LLC member. Now, that has been updated in 2018 to any amount deemed proper by the courts, which can far exceed the $100,000 bond. On the other hand, U.S. courts consistently hold that creditors can foreclose on a debtor's interest in a U.S. single-member LLC through U.S. state court proceedings. Some U.S. LLCs have the charging order lien protection as well. However, with the ever-increasing theories of legal liability and results-oriented judges, U.S. courts consistently break through the protection afforded by U.S. LLCs. Not so in Nevis. So how does this help in U.S. courts? That brings us to benefit number 10. Additional amendments made in 2015 to Nevis LLC statutes can be very beneficial to defend assets held inside from attacks by U.S. courts. The 2015 amendment to the Nevis LLC statutes help protect members who have charging order liens on their interest in the company. What that means is that any member's interest may be obtained by other LLC members who do not have liens on their membership. For example, let's say a company is owned by a husband, wife, and 2 children. The father gets a judgment against himself, so his interest in the LLC gets a charging order. The wife or children can acquire his interest in the LLC free from the charging order. Alternatively, he can redeem his own interest in the LLC by purchasing it with other assets, and this includes assets that are exempt from judgment creditors. In addition, the new statutes provide that even if a member has a charging order lien, he can still contribute additional assets. That is, he can still put more money into the LLC. Plus, if there are 2 or more members, the member that is free to make distributions may do so without the need to make distributions to the member who has the charging order. Now, the 2 prior conditions have to do with the inner workings of the LLC and its members. And in just about all U.S. jurisdictions, issues having to do with intercompany legal matters and matters among the LLC members are regulated by the jurisdiction where the entity was formed and not where the members or owners live. So those are the top 10 benefits about a Nevis LLC. If you have any questions, you can give us a call at 1-954-400-1050 or visit assetprotectionplanners.com and fill out a free consultation form. And please remember to click the like button below, subscribe, and share this video with others. Thank you. This is The Business Guy.